Hello everyone. My name is Jonathan, I'm 30 years old, I'm from Germany, and I'm working in the Night Muse research project at the University of Basel, Switzerland. Our research project is divided into 3 sub-projects on secular music, sacred music, and music theatre. As I have a background as an opera conductor, I chose to be part of the sub-project on music theatre, where I'm working on my dissertation about Viennese music theatre at the end of the 18th century. Now you're probably wondering, how does someone who is researching Viennese music theatre at the end of the 18th century also come to be researching the ESC? I'd like to explain that briefly because there are some fascinating similarities. The Viennese music world at the end of the 18th century was a cultural melting pot. German, Italian, Bohemian, Hungarian and many other influences came together to create a unique cultural landscape. This is the first common feature of the ESC. Different European cultures coming together, creating an experience. The German and Italian composers in particular were in a fierce competition with each other. Interestingly, there were also recurring models within the music that were popular with the audience. The use of these models could therefore determine the success or failure of a piece. When the Italian composers were more successful, the Germans accused them of excessive use of these models, and vice versa. And this is the exciting point that connects my dissertation topic to the ESC. Almost the exact same discussion about the use of musical success models still exists at the ESC today. So first, let's have a look at the broad categories for composing an ESC song. First of all, there's genre. In addition to rock, pop and hip-hop, many genres are possible, each with their own characteristics. Another category is the key. Finally, the choice of tempo is decisive for a song's character, above all because it also affects its danceability. Previous research has shown that there is a winning formula for ESC songs. 70% of winning ESC songs belong to the pop genre. The keys C major and E minor dominate, and the average tempo is 123 BPM, which is considered particularly danceable. Now, there is a need to discuss this winning formula, especially when we look at the ESC values. Here, diversity, or celebrating diversity through music, stands out in particular. After everything I've said so far, the following question arises. If there is a musical recipe for success, and we assume that all nations participate in the ESC in order to win, wouldn't it be logical for as many nations as possible to want to follow the recipe for success? And thinking further, if everyone uses the same model, how can the ESC value celebrating diversity through music be fulfilled? I'd like to suggest a mid-ground here. I think it is possible to maintain a high chance of winning while still making sure that the diversity of music is there. I have come up with 2 strategies, each of which I would like to back up with specific examples from ESC history. The first strategy is staging winning keys as a big event. As I already explained, the keys of C major and E minor are overrepresented in ESC's winning songs. This refers to the key in which a song begins and ends. But what if you only reached those winning keys while the song progresses? This arriving in a winning key could also be staged as a major musical event. I see potential here to combine the chance of winning with the diversity of the music. An example for this approach is Serbia's ESC song from 2023. Here, E major is clearly the main key, but the first harmonic destination is the winning key of C major. This sudden slipping down of the key is unusual, unexpected, and gives this song its very own character. The second strategy is exploiting other categories. As already mentioned, the winning formula includes genre, key, tempo, and danceability. But even if you adhere strictly to this winning formula in these categories, there are others that offer a wide scope for creativity. One example is meter. Latvia's ESC song from 2023 is worth mentioning here. Odd time signatures and meter changes are prevalent, which is unusual for an ESC song and constitutes this song's character. Of course, many other strategies are conceivable. Perhaps we will find the time to discuss them at the ESC. I hope this presentation has given you an idea of how we can continue celebrating diversity through music, while still giving all nations a fair chance of winning, at least musically speaking. Thank you for your attention, and I look forward to meeting you at the ESC 2025 in Basel.